I'm Ruth Shapira. Welcome to this podcast by Inner Judaism, a spiritual look at our lives. Think about the relationships in your life. What words would you use to describe them? Did the word sacred come up? How do we bring this elusive quality, sacredness, into our day-to-day interactions? And what does it really mean to experience a sacred relationship? Join me in this podcast to explore what it means to bring the sacred into our interactions. It's not as out of reach as you might think. Here's what happened to me a short while ago. I was at the checkout line at the grocery store, watching my produce move down the line. For the third time, the middle-aged cashier was puzzled by the unfamiliar vegetable that moved toward her scanner. I felt a little bad that she had to interrupt her scanning rhythm yet again, one more time, to look up the price for this unknown vegetable. After I told her what they were, leeks, I ventured, "You must have to remember a lot of different vegetables." "Yep," she answered, "especially since I don't use any of the produce here. I don't cook." I said, "Really? How do you manage that?" In great detail, she told me that her father lived with her for the past 8 months due to his deteriorating health situation, and that she was obligated to care for him. And about the only option she had was to give herself a break in preparing food. So she just bought frozen food. Since then, she could just put it in the microwave and be done with it, is what she said. I tried to convey concern through understanding looks and responses, but after all, I was wearing a mask. Still, as we spoke, her face got more animated and her eyes brightened. She revealed so much about her life to me in such a short time, and in the process, made me more sensitive to her life situation. All in just a few sentences, with a pitiful amount of effort. It is so unbelievably easy to bring a little humanity into our interactions. Martin Buber, a 20th century Jewish philosopher, wrote, "When we encounter another individual truly as a person, not as an object for use, we become fully human." He writes about two kinds of relationships in his book, I and Thou. The first type he identifies as a transactional relationship, which tends to be utilitarian. This is the attitude of, "What can you do for me?" Well, you're just a waiter, teller, cashier, delivery person, so I don't really need to interact with you. And I don't have time, but just give me the bill, the receipt, the total, or the message. Buber calls this type of interaction the I-it relationship, and describes it as monological, meaning each person is talking at someone, not really with someone. It's like a conversation we might have with a bot in a chat box. Each party says what they want to say, and there's nothing more about the interaction after that. It doesn't hold anything personal for us at all. This one-way broadcast honors neither the speaker or the listener. That's okay if you're talking with a bot, or it's okay if you're chatting about a problem, but it's not okay if you're face-to-face with someone and have the potential to have a more special interaction. The I-thou relationship is one that Buber calls dialogical. When two people relate to each other beyond the one-dimensional, they honor each other as people made in the image of God. B'Tselem Elohim. The highest form of this relationship is when we ultimately converse with God. The people in the relationship recognize the holy in each other in this I and thou relationship, and that special quality is a palpable sacred presence when two people get together. God is the electricity that surges between them when two people relate to each other authentically and humanly. I experienced that at the checkout line. In the meeting of just two entities it can be a meeting of two souls. Having this in mind is a beautiful way to go about life. No interaction is without opportunity. By our very actions, we bring a sacred part into our life and into someone else's life. All it takes is relating to another person, soul to soul, as a creation of God. I hope you enjoyed listening, and visit Inner Judaism at www.innerjudaism.com. Send me an email and subscribe to my newsletter.